Here's a game. Mr. Philosophe starts off with the English opening. Let's try my system against it. Yes, c5. I can still play it. You can almost always play this unless black gets in a quick, unless white gets in a quick e4 as well as c4, then that sort of clamps down on d5. But most of the time you get this in. And then you get a kind of half-open position that's okay. Let's see, he's attacking here and here. I should defend. Normally they bring the knight out there. Maybe he'll do that next. Brought the other knight out, so this knight is safe for the moment. Let's see, this bishop is not doing anything on d6. I'll probably put it on e7. This knight should go to c6, I think. The most active placement and a little bit of shielding on this diagonal here for the somewhat sensitive b7 square. He's got his queen and his bishop triangulating on b7 there, as well as d5 there. So now he goes knight c3. So should I just take it? That's often the move. But if he takes and I take back, that opens up this, he takes, I take back with the pawn, it opens up this diagonal for my light squared bishop. So I guess in a way I'd prefer that he take. Unless he has some crazy tempo move with this knight, then I have to be careful. But for now, I think I'm just getting the bishop out of the way so I can castle. So bishop e7. If he doesn't take, then this bishop maybe has to develop to b7. So something like queen to d7, pawn to b6, bishop b7 might be in order. Queen to d7 to protect the knight when that pawn goes forward, because it'll be weakened. Let's see, other ideas here. Maybe knight to b4 is an idea, looking at the c2 square. And let's see, black is not committed to how he's going to develop his dark squared bishop, so that b pawn should come, that d pawn should come forward at some point, d3 or d4. He chose d3. Okay. So is this the point where I should take the knight? Or is this the point where I should play queen d7? I need to stay on the d file because this is attacked twice and only defended by a pawn at the moment. So, could I play b6 directly? Am I being too cautious? Is that loose knight on c6 a problem? Say I play b6, say he moves this knight somewhere. I take it, and that's a sack, so he has to go back here. Then this knight is under pressure, and this knight is behind it, looking a bit awkward. Yeah, I think it does help to first defend that knight before playing b6. Yes, he goes there now. So my choices are to exchange, to retreat. Let's exchange. And then b6 here is okay, I think. And I'll have time to get in bishop to b7, defending my knight. And also blocking, lifting, getting ready to be able to move my... yeah, so he was threatening, he is threatening. Was threatening to play knight to e5 there. Knight takes and bishop takes here. Okay, so he developed his bishop actively. I want to get my rook off of the long diagonal and add some more defense to the knight here. Now he plays it. I see his idea. He's going to take back with the bishop and put some pressure on g2. So I think, I mean g6, g7. I should play f6 here, I guess. It's not a move I really want to play, but I don't want to play g6 either and create holes there. f6, bishop f6, he loses a pawn. So f6 it is. The reason I don't want to play it is now I'm putting pawns on dark squares, which when I have the dark squared bishop, this is a bit of a liability for me. Mr. Philosophe, he has got me to put my pawns on the wrong squares. So can I play c5 here? I guess he would just push, wouldn't he? Let's get my queen off the back ranks there, activate it. He's got weaknesses on the light squares, so maybe I can find a way to exploit that. But unfortunately traded off my knight. You know what I should do? Maybe I should just trade off this bishop. And then it's not a liability anymore. So let's see, he's looking at the A pawn and the C pawn. Maybe he's going to play, if he pushes that pawn forward, I can take it. If he pushes that pawn forward, I can take it. So I can just defend like this with rook to c7. Yeah, so let's bring another rook over. Yeah, I can't take because of the pin on my queen. That's the point there. So I need to get off of that file. Let's go down here to where my queen is protected, also where I'm looking at the A pawn indirectly. And now I can take back. He has his check down here. But my queen is covering it at the moment. So this all seems like a whole lot of nothing to me. Mr. Philosophe might have had something going at one point, but I don't see anything now. Don't see anything for myself either. Well, you know what I have? I have rook to c2. Maybe queen c7 to unpin first. Rook c2. His queen is defended there, so there's no tricks. I was wondering if there's some trick, you know, if I could move my knight with, or my rook with check and take his queen, but his queen's defended by the pawn. So nothing doing. Okay, so he brings his queen in, kind of creeping in. That unpinned. Can he get his rook to the back rank? He can't get his queen there. Can't get his rook to any of these squares. So if I go rook c2, I'm hitting two pawns. No, that pawn is defended by his queen. And my rook is loose there. Let's go queen c7 first. And then if my rook goes adventuring, at least it's defended and my queen is covering a couple of entry points here. It's covering c8, it's covering d8. Oh, you know what I had? I had rook to a5, hitting his queen, and I'll just take that pawn. I will take that pawn. Well, now I have the fork. Rook to c2 is a fork of the b pawn and the d pawn. And he's got his rook to... he's got the idea of his rook here. Rook to e7, I guess that is d7. Rook d7. Let's stop that idea. I don't like it. I don't like that rook d7 idea. So he goes there, looking at the dark squares here. Let's defend my pawn. Okay, now he's looking at the e-pawn here, and also queen to a8 as an idea. Okay, let's push the e-pawn forward. Queen a8, I don't think it's a problem, but maybe it is. We'll see. I mean, if it's really bad, oh yeah, queen a8 I have to block with the queen. It is a problem. That's right. I block with the queen. He's got the rook check. So I have to move the king, and then he gets a pawn. And maybe more if he can figure out how to get his rook. He can play his rook to the back rank. That might be an idea. But his king is exposed too then. So rook to the back rank, I check and trade queens, and everything's protected. So I thought he would just take on, he goes there first. That gives me time to defend my a-pawn. So let's just trade. I don't think this is going anywhere. And actually, now that my king is on the second rank here, 7th rank, his check doesn't pick up a pawn, and my fork here does pick up a pawn. So maybe I'll get a slight edge in this endgame, and there are still pawns on both sides of the board. So see, I take here, he's going to... if I take the e-pawn, he's going to attack my a-pawn, and I can't come back and defend it in time, and that will give him an outside passer. So I should attack his a-pawn first. And he comes back and defends. Yeah, this guy knows his endgames. Oh, I could have taken here. Not being efficient there. He had a chance to to harass me better. He could have defended that pawn or moved it. He didn't have to give that pawn up. So now I do have that slight edge. So let's push some of these pawns forward. Okay, so I can give a check here. And bring my rook in here. Can come in behind. Have to be a little bit careful. Okay, let's bring my rook over this way. Yeah, I can create a passed pawn over here on the king side. Okay, he doesn't want to make it easy for me. But I do get that passed pawn. And if he goes there, this is tricky. I want to go here so I can check and pick up that pawn, but that doesn't work. Okay, how about I check? He goes there. I push the pawn. He takes my pawn. And I can't push it again because of where his rook is. Very tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Okay, so if I go to yeah, I don't see anything better. There's problems with his king coming to g5 there anyway. So I'm thinking maybe I bring my king up so he doesn't have that check and take this pawn. And I'm just thinking my pawn is more advanced than his. Let's see what happens here. If I block his rook, he takes, I take, then he takes that pawn, and he's closer to this side than I am. Wow. Let's see. So if I go here, he checks again. If he goes there, I thought this would be winning, because his king is driven away from defense of his rook. And when I take his rook, then my king defends my rook. Kind of neat, huh? In fact, I'm threatening to, well, his king is going to move, and then I'll be able to take that pawn too. So he cannot survive this situation. Well, I always watch for those tactics in the endgame. Okay, I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.